Welcome to King Tang Academy, where your status is determined by your strength. For someone like Lin Yu, it's a daily struggle just to walk through the gates. Inside, things aren't any better. A group of students has Lin Yu cornered, and he's desperately begging them to give back his sister's medicine. He tries to stand his ground, warning them that they'll regret it if they don't hand it over right now. The group's leader, Zhang Yang, just laughs. To him, someone with a pathetic vitality score of 0.62 is basically a piece of trash. His lackey, Zhao Lei, joins in, mocking Lin Yu for even trying to act tough. Zhang Yang points out that the only reason Lin Yu even got into this academy was because of his genius sister. He pulls out the vial of medicine, dangling it in front of Lin Yu like bait. With a sadistic smirk, Zhang Yang lets go of the bottle. Lin Yu lunges forward, reaching out with everything he's got to save the only thing that can help his sister. It hits the floor and shatters into a million pieces. The medicine is gone. Lin Yu can only stare at the mess, his face pale with shock. Zhang Yang isn't done. He grabs Lin Yu by the collar and pulls him close to drive the point home. He shoves him back, sending Lin Yu crashing into a pile of trash. Standing over him, the bully tells him that trash belongs in the dumpster. Suddenly, someone shouts that the teacher is on their way. Zhang Yang glares back at the interruption, annoyed that his fun is being cut short. The bullies walk away laughing, leaving Lin Yu alone in the dirt. He looks at the blue liquid soaking into the floor. That was the only thing maintaining his sister's health. Now, he'll have to work himself to the bone to buy another one. His eyes fill with rage as he swears to make them both pay for what they did. A hand suddenly reaches out to him. Someone is actually offering to help him up. It's his classmate, Lin Xin. She looks worried and asks if he's okay. Lin Yu takes her hand, thanking her for bailing him out, but he's already thinking about his next move. He checks his watch and realizes he's late for his shift. He can't afford to lose any more money. He yells that he'll be right there and sprints off toward his bike. Lin Xin watches him go, left with her hand still in the air. As he pedals through the city, we learn the state of the world. Back in 4832, a cataclysm hit, bringing with it a wave of corruption. Humanity survived by breaking their physical limits, developing supernatural powers to become warriors and defend the front lines. But the corruption is persistent. Even death isn't the end. It turns corpses into mindless, bloodthirsty monsters known as reanimated corpses. The only way to truly stop them is complete incineration. That's where Lin Yu's job comes in. Every day after school, he heads to the industrial crematorium to burn the bodies brought back from the front. He gets into his gear, prepping for another long night of work. He flips the switch, powering up the facility's massive systems. Behind the gas mask, he's focused. He needs to earn 200,000 credits by the end of the month to pay for his sister's nutrient pod subscription. His sister was different. She was a prodigy with a vitality score over 10,000 and a rare psychokinesis talent. But on their 17th birthday, she inexplicably fell into a coma and hasn't woken up since. Now she's stuck in a medical pod, and Lin Yu is the only one left to take care of her. He looks over the intake, a fallen warrior and a chained beast. His sister always protected him in the past, now it's his turn. He pushes the first corpse toward the incinerator. Each one earns him 20,000, and today's money will go straight toward replacing the broken medicine. The furnace roars to life as the body is consumed by the flames. Every body here is riddled with corruption. One wrong move, and they could turn into a monster right in front of you. It's high-risk work, which is why the pay is so good despite the constant danger. Lin Yu watches the incinerator closely, aware of how thin the line is between a paycheck and a death sentence. Suddenly, the black smoke starts swirling around him in a way he's never seen before. He freezes, staring at the dark energy as it begins to envelop him. Something is definitely happening. The black wisps on the floor seem to have a mind of their own, creeping toward Lin Yu like living shadows. He's completely surrounded, the dark energy swirling around him in a tight vortex. Before he can react, the wisps surge upward, diving straight into his forehead. A strange glow flickers in his eyes. Instead of pain, a wave of comfort washes over his entire body. Suddenly, his surroundings vanish. replaced by a dark, blood-red void filled with the shadows of a past life. He sees a young man named Li Yang shaking hands with a friend, both of them excited to join the army after graduation. The vision shifts to Li Yang saluting his commander, officially becoming a member of the Special Operations Brigade. He watches years of brutal training, countless push-ups and endless hours pushing his body to the absolute limit. He sees Li Yang practicing his strikes over and over, until every movement is etched into his muscle memory. Every punch is delivered with perfect form and lethal intent. Then comes the war. Li Yang is on the front lines at Hill 301, fighting a losing battle against a swarm of alien beasts. A massive explosion rocks the battlefield, and the memory ends in a flash of blinding light. Back in the real world, a system interface starts loading right in front of Lin Yu's eyes. He snaps back to reality, drenched in cold sweat, realizing he just lived through someone else's entire military career. The soul-devouring system officially activates, but he doesn't have time to celebrate. Behind him, the jackal hound he was supposed to burn starts to growl. He turns around just as the system begins analyzing the reanimated threat. The beast lets out a deafening roar, its four red eyes glowing with pure malice as black smoke pours from its body. Lin Yu realizes the nightmare is real. The level 1 alien beast has reanimated, and it's looking for blood. It lunges at him with terrifying speed, the heavy chains holding it down snapping like toothpicks. Lin Yu grits his teeth, his survival instincts finally kicking in. The beast slams into him, pinning him against the floor with a heavy grunt. Its jaws are inches from his face, snapping wildly as it tries to tear him apart. In the middle of the struggle, a system prompt appears, offering him a choice of abilities from Li Yang's soul. He doesn't hesitate. He chooses B, picking the basic military martial arts. The beast sinks its teeth into his arm, but the choice is already made. The system tells him that only actual combat will increase his proficiency with the new skill. The beast's powerful claws easily shatter the last of the chains holding it back. Using the momentum, Lin Yu leaps back, narrowly avoiding a follow-up swipe. He lands perfectly, his body feeling lighter and more responsive than ever before. His vision clears, and he can actually see the beast's movements before they even happen. The jackal hound charges again, but this time Lin Yu is ready. He ducks low, letting the monster sail right over his head. He exhales, shocked at how close that was, but the fear is gone. He realizes that Li Yang's memories have become his own, his body reacting to combat as if he's been a soldier for years. The beast turns back around for another go, but Lin Yu is already moving in. He steps forward, channeling everything he just learned into a single, focused strike. His fist connects with a sickening thud, slamming right into the beast's skull. The jackal hound is sent flying across the room, crashing hard into the concrete floor. Lin Yu stands his ground, staring at his own hands in disbelief. He's never felt this kind of power before. The system confirms his progress, and he can hardly believe his luck. This power is heaven-defying. He looks at his hands, wondering just how much this soul-devouring ability is going to change his life. Lin Yu looks down at the fallen jackal hound, and a new prompt pops up. DETCTD, a corpse nearby, soul-devouring available. He realizes that if the system worked once, he might as well try it on the monster he just took down. After finishing his work, he respectfully handles the remains of the fallen warrior. "Thank you," he whispers. "Rest in peace." He's grateful for the power he inherited. His eyes drift back to the beast's carcass. If it worked for the soldier, what would he get from the monster? He reaches out, his fingers brushing against the purple fur of the dead jackal hound. Instantly, the same black energy from before erupts from the corpse, swirling around him with a violent hiss. "What is this?" he gasps, as the darkness starts to wrap around his limbs like liquid shadow. The energy surges through him, his eyes glowing with an intense, haunting light. He clutches his head and screams as a flood of alien memories crashes into his mind. He sees through the eyes of the beast, a savage world where only the hungry survive. The animalistic urge is overwhelming. Hungry, so hungry, eat humans. The vision shows a bloodbath, the beast tearing through soldiers with insatiable greed, always wanting more. Lin Yu snaps back to his senses, coughing and gasping for air on the cold floor. He realizes those weren't just images. They were the raw, primal memories of the Jackal Hound. The system chimes in. Soul memory of a level 1 alien beast, Jackal Hound, has been read. He's given 3 new options. He ponders the mechanics of his new gift. It seems incinerating corpses is the key to unlocking these soul memories. He looks at the devour technique and chaos consciousness, but feels they might be too dangerous for his human mind. He decides to go with the most practical option, the claw skill he just witnessed in the beast's memories. As soon as he selects it, his right arm erupts in a flash of red and black energy. His hand transforms into a massive, jagged claw, crackling with power. The system displays his updated status: Basic Military Martial Arts LV1 and Claws LV1. He smiles, fascinated by the transformation. My hands can turn into claws to attack. This is too cool. However, he notices a new notification. Soul-Devour skill is cooling down, will be available for use again in 12 hours. He sits back, realizing he needs to understand the limits and potential of this system before he goes any further. He sees an option to absorb skills and wonders what that could mean for his future growth. Could it mean absorbing the same skill multiple times to stack their power? He muses. He decides he'll have to experiment later when the opportunity arises. He notices his system itself is LV1 and realizes he can likely upgrade the core ability too. There's no clear instruction on how to level up the system, but he's determined to find out. For now, he decides to focus on mastering what he already has. He feels a surge of confidence. The military martial arts felt incredibly natural during the fight. He gets up and starts practicing the forms, the ghost of Li Yang's movements guiding his every step. He throws a punch with perfect form, the air whistling as he strikes out. The movements are complex and demanding, far beyond what ordinary students are taught. Yet, thanks to the Soul Devour, it feels like he's practiced these exact strikes for a lifetime. He exhales sharply, his body moving with a speed and precision he never thought possible. He stops for a moment to catch his breath, his eyes filled with a new sense of purpose. He realizes this technique is far superior to anything taught at school, making his vitality flow with incredible concentration. Grinning, he resets his stance. Again, he says, ready to push his new limits even further. Lin Yu wakes up at his desk, looking like he's seen a ghost. The caption says, the next day, so he's clearly still recovering from whatever happened at the crematorium the night before. His teacher is already on his case, hands on her hips as she scolds him for sleeping through class. She reminds him the big entrance exam is just 2 months away, and with his low vitality, he'll be lucky to even get a job moving bricks. Zhao Lei chimes in from his seat with a nasty laugh, mocking the idea of Lin Yu even being able to handle manual labor. He's clearly enjoying seeing the class trash get picked on in front of everyone. Lin Yu doesn't even argue, just gives a quiet apology to the teacher. He looks completely exhausted, his eyes heavy from a night he didn't spend resting. The bell rings and class is finally over. The teacher watches the students file out, letting out a long sigh of disappointment as she looks at Lin Yu's empty desk. Lin Yu leans on his hand, his mind miles away. He's actually been up all night practicing military martial arts, and the lack of sleep is finally catching up to him. He's frustrated that his proficiency only hit 11% after a whole night of training. For someone in his position, that kind of progress is just painfully slow. He realizes that just going through the motions isn't enough. If he wants to see his skills really take off, he's going to need actual combat. Zhao Lei isn't done with him yet, leaning over Lin Yu's desk with a cruel smirk. He tells Lin Yu to just drop out already and take his vegetative sister out to beg for money instead. But as he looks at Lin Yu, the bully's expression falters for a second. There's something different about the way Lin Yu is looking at him now, a coldness that wasn't there before. Lin Xin steps in, telling Zhao Lei he's crossed the line with that comment about Lin Yu's sister. The bully just brushes her off, telling her to mind her own business and cool off somewhere else. Lin Yu just stands up and starts walking, ignoring the noise behind him. He's done wasting his breath on these guys. Lin Xin watches him go, a slight blush on her face. She can't help but notice that Lin Yu somehow looks sharper and more toned than he did just yesterday. Zhao Lei takes his silence for weakness, shouting after him that he's just a coward who talks tough and runs away. He's practically begging for a fight at this point. Lin Yu's boot comes to a hard stop on the floor, the sound echoing through the hallway. He's heard enough. He looks back with a sharp, dangerous gaze and asks Zhao Lei why they don't just head to the martial arts room for a real match. The invitation catches everyone off guard. The other students start whispering, confused why a trash student like him would provoke a quasi-warrior. Zhao Lei's vitality is more than 4 times higher than Lin Yu's official score. Zhao Lei loves the idea, stepping forward with a malicious grin. He tells Lin Yu it'll be free sparring, which basically means anything goes and whatever happens is at his own risk. Word of the duel spreads like wildfire through the school. Students start running toward the martial arts room, eager to see the one-sided beatdown they're expecting. Lin Yu stands alone on the mat, facing down Zhao Lei and his group of friends. The room is packed with spectators ready to see him get crushed. One of the lackeys eggs Zhao Lei on, telling him to just end it with a single punch since his vitality is way higher. They aren't even taking this seriously. Zhao Lei drops into a fighting stance, confident he's about to put Lin Yu in his place. He figures this will be a good way to test the combat training the school gave him. He brags about showing everyone who's really the boss here. He's so sure of himself that he's already acting like he's won. Lin Yu just looks at him with a deadpan expression. To him, Zhao Lei is nothing more than a posturing lackey who doesn't realize he's in way over his head. Zhao Lei lunges forward, throwing a heavy punch aimed straight for Lin Yu's head. He's putting all his weight into it, trying to finish things quickly. Lin Xin watches from the crowd, her face pale with worry. She calls out Lin Yu's name as the blow looks like it's about to connect. But Lin Yu's hand snaps up, catching the bully's fist with 0 effort. The impact makes a loud crack, but Lin Yu doesn't even flinch. His eyes glow with a golden intensity as he leans in close. He tells Zhao Lei that he's going to make both him and his boss, Zhang Yang, regret everything they've done. Zhao Lei's confidence vanishes instantly as he struggles to pull his arm back. He can't believe a piece of trash, with a score of 0.62, is overpowering him like this. Lin Yu doesn't give him a second to breathe, swinging his arm around to deliver a counter-strike. The speed is more than the bully can handle. A heavy knee connects right with Zhao Lei's jaw, sending his head snapping back. The impact is brutal, and the bully lets out a strangled cry. Lin Yu follows up with a series of lightning-fast hits that don't let up for a second. He's moving with the refined muscle memory of a trained soldier. Zhao Lei is sent skidding across the floor, crashing hard into the mats. He looks completely dazed, his face already covered in bruises. He spits out a mouthful of blood and stares at the floor in horror. He's actually lost a tooth, and the reality of how badly he's being beaten is finally sinking in. Lin Yu stands over him, his silhouette looking massive against the overhead lights. He warns the bully that if he ever dares to insult his sister again, losing a tooth will be the least of his worries. Without a second look, Lin Yu grabs his bag and turns to leave the room. He's made his point and he's ready to head out. But Zhao Lei isn't done yet, his face twisted in a mix of rage and humiliation. He spots a dagger that fell out of his gear during the fight and reaches for it. He lunges at Lin Yu's back with the blade, screaming for him to die. It's a coward's move, but he's too desperate to care about a fair fight anymore. Lin Yu's eyes flicker red for a split second as his survival instincts kick in. He sensed the attack the moment Zhao Lei moved. The blade comes down in a violent arc, aimed right for Lin Yu's shoulder. Zhao Lei is putting every ounce of his remaining strength into the strike. Suddenly, Lin Yu's arm mutates into a massive, red-armored claw that intercepts the blade. The steel shatters like glass against the demonic form, sending shards flying everywhere. Zhao Lei collapses back, his eyes wide with pure terror. He's staring up at the monster Lin Yu has become, realizing he's just survived an encounter with something far beyond his understanding. Lin Yu stares down the terrified bully, his golden eyes glowing with a cold intensity. He asks if Zhao Lei wants to keep going, his voice steady even after the sudden mutation. The crowd of students is in shock, unable to understand how Lin Yu's hands suddenly turned into monstrous claws. Some think it's cool, while others wonder if he's been corrupted by some inhuman power. Zhao Lei collapses back onto the floor, stammering in fear as he looks up at the boy he used to call trash. He can barely get a word out as his world is turned upside down. But even in his terrified state, Zhao Lei manages to throw out a final threat, warning Lin Yu that Zhang Yang will never let him get away with this. His face is swollen and bruised from the one-sided beatdown. Lin Yu doesn't look bothered at all, simply walking away as he tells the bully he'll be waiting. He's already focused on his next task, leaving the trembling mess behind him. Later that night, back at the crematorium, Lin Yu realizes that his soul-devourer system's 12-hour cooldown is finally over. He's eager to get back to work and see what else he can absorb. As he walks through the facility, he wonders what kind of skills he might find today among the fallen warriors being sent for cremation. It's a grim way to get stronger, but he'll take what he can get. He's interrupted by the crematorium manager, who looks down on him with a condescending glare. The manager scolds him for his lack of respect and reminds him he's lucky to even have a job. The manager continues his rant about how kids these days show no gratitude, claiming Lin Yu only got this job because of him. He's more interested in stroking his own ego than the actual work. Lin Yu just ignores the lecture, knowing the truth. He knows he was only hired because nobody else wants to work in a place filled with corruption, and the only thing keeping him here is the high pay for his sister's bills. The manager finally dismisses him, waving a hand and telling him a huge batch of corpses just arrived. He barks at Lin Yu to stop slacking off and get moving. Lin Yu heads toward the preparation area, the heavy sliding doors opening with a mechanical groan. The facility is dimly lit, reflecting the somber nature of his work. He notices that the number of warrior corpses being sent to the facility has been increasing lately. It's a worrying sign of how bad things are getting on the front lines. He thinks back to the memories he saw in the Jackal Hound's soul yesterday. He saw terrifying images of the frontline defenses being breached by a tidal wave of monsters. He wonders if the border is really in that much danger. The news doesn't report anything this serious, making the silence even more unsettling. He tries to brush the thought aside, figuring that if things were really that bad, it would be all over the headlines. He hopes he's just overthinking things. Regardless of what's happening out there, he knows he needs to increase his strength as quickly as possible. Being weak is no longer an option in this world. He stops in front of a gurney, offering a quiet "I'm sorry" as a gesture of respect for the fallen warrior he's about to process. Even though he's taking their power, he still recognizes their sacrifice. He places his hand on the forehead of the deceased soldier, Wang Mayang. Black wisps of soul energy immediately begin to swirl around his arm, activating the system. Lin Yu notes that this warrior's uniform looks just like Li Yang's. He's hoping to get another enhancement for his basic military martial arts from this soul. The soul energy flows into him in a concentrated stream, causing a bright pulse of light to radiate from his head. He takes a deep breath as the system processes the information. A status screen pops up, confirming that the soul memory of Level 1 warrior Wang Mayang has been retrieved. He's presented with a list of abilities to choose from. He immediately selects option A, choosing to cultivate basic military martial arts once again. He wants to see if doubling up on the same skill will help him level up faster. His eyes glow with a sharp intensity as the new knowledge is integrated into his brain. He can feel his body adjusting to the more advanced techniques. He's curious to see if absorbing duplicates is an effective way to increase his proficiency. If it works, he'll be able to grow much faster than anyone else. The status screen shows that his basic military martial arts has reached level 2. This grants him a 20% boost to his physical fitness and even a half-second of combat prediction. He's thrilled with the result, realizing he can actually level up skills by absorbing the same one multiple times. He lets out a wide, triumphant grin. At this rate, he figures he'll be able to reach the maximum level in no time. He's already looking forward to the next corpse he gets to process. But his excitement is cut short as the status screen updates. The Soul Devourer has gone on a 12-hour cooldown, meaning he'll have to wait before he can use it again. He sighs, having forgotten that his ultimate ability has such a long downtime. He can't just use it repeatedly to power level through the entire facility. He decides to finish his actual work first before getting back to grinding his martial arts. He starts pushing the next gurney toward the incinerator. Meanwhile, a scene from the border frontline shows the true devastation. Fallen soldiers and mutated beasts litter a battlefield of crumbling buildings under a dark, cloudy sky. Back at the facility, workers in hazmat suits are carefully loading corpses onto stretchers. One worker warns another to be careful with a soldier whose neck is barely held together by skin and muscle. Massive dump trucks are being filled with the bodies of Level 1 alien beasts. The sheer volume of casualties being hauled away is staggering. A worker slaps the side of a transport truck, shouting that hers one is fully loaded and ready to move. The team is working around the clock just to keep up with the arrivals. The truck's headlights cut through the darkness as it prepares to leave the loading dock. It's heading out to dispose of the beast corpses that can't be processed on site. The heavy vehicle rumbles away from the facility, its tires kicking up dust on the cold, moonlit road. It looks like just another routine transport mission. Inside the back of the truck, the supposedly dead alien beasts are piled on top of each other. But deep within the pile, a single red eye snaps open, glowing with a malevolent light. The beast reveals a mouthful of jagged, razor-sharp teeth as it begins to stir. It seems some of the corruption is far more resilient than anyone realized, and the threat is now heading straight into the world outside. Lin Yu finds herself cornered in a deserted corridor by a group of hostile students. She pulls a thick blue notebook tight against her chest as they move in closer. Tears roll down her cheeks as she faces the group, her hands trembling while she refuses to let go of her belongings. Zhang Yang leans back against a large window, watching the scene with a slight, arrogant grin. He toys with a small lighter in his hand, looking completely unbothered by her distress. The silver-haired student shifts his weight and leans forward, his gaze hardening as he gives her one last chance to do what he says. Lin Yu shouts back at him, her voice echoing through the corridor as she points out that Zhao Lei and his friends were the ones bullying people first. Zhao Lei, still wearing thick bandages around his head from his last fight, yells back at her with bared teeth. He claims she was just standing there laughing while Lin Yu attacked him. The pink-haired girl tries to argue against the lie, her face contorted with frustration as the group continues to press in on her. Without warning, a hand reaches into the frame and snatches the notebook right out of her arms. One of Zhang Yang's lackeys holds the book high out of reach, laughing as Lin Yu jumps to get it back. He mocks her for putting so much effort into helping someone like Lin Yu. As she tries to grab the notebook, he shoves his hand against her shoulder, forcing her to stumble backward and nearly fall. The lackey begins flipping through the pages, casually reading aloud the detailed study points and examples she wrote down. He sneers at the organized notes before gripping the edges of the book, declaring that no amount of help will change who Lin Yu is. With a sudden pull, the notebook is torn apart, sending white fragments of paper flying into the air between them. Zhao Lei grabs her by the wrist to stop her from gathering the pieces, leaning in close with a mocking laugh about the consequences of being a busybody. A dark boot steps down firmly on the scattered, torn pages of the notebook lying on the floor. Zhang Yang stands over her, his expression cold and detached as he looks down at her tear-streaked face while she kneels on the ground. He reaches down and grips her chin, forcing her to look at him while he suggests she should focus on pleasing him instead. Lin Yu lunges forward and bites down hard on his finger, causing him to recoil in sudden surprise and pain. Zhang Yang's face twists with malice as he delivers a heavy slap that snaps her head to the side. The force of the blow knocks her onto the floor, where she lies holding her face as Zhao Lei cheers from behind her. She stares at the ground in shock, her hand brushing against the cold tiles as she looks at the ruined remains of her half a month of work. Her hand trembles as she reaches out, trying to grab even just a single scrap of the torn paper. She lunges forward again toward the pieces of the book, refusing to give up on the notes she made specifically for Lin Yu. Zhang Yang watches her from above, his shadow falling over her as he tells her she doesn't know what's good for her. The silver-haired bully suddenly lunges forward, grabbing her by the throat and pinning her body hard against the wall with a loud thud. He leans in close to her face, telling her that the massive gap in their strength and speed makes her resistance completely pointless. He releases his grip, and she slumps to the floor while he mocks her, telling her he's going to teach her a lesson she won't forget. Zhang Yang turns to his 3 followers and orders them to attack her all at once, saying he'll take responsibility for whatever happens. A lackey in a brown hoodie steps up and throws a heavy punch, his face twisted in a malicious grin as he moves to strike the girl on the floor. A sudden hand reaches out and catches the punch midair with a firm, bone-crushing grip that stops the bully in his tracks. Lin Yu has arrived, his eyes glowing with a sharp light as he stands over Lin Xin, asking the group if they have any shame in attacking one girl together. Lin Xin looks up from the floor with a worried expression, telling him that she's fine and begging him to just leave before things get even worse. Lin Yu doesn't move. He just squeezes the lackey's wrist until the guy cries out in pain, his arm forced upward in a painful lock. Zhang Yang doesn't look bothered at all. He just smirks, glad that he doesn't have to waste time searching for Lin Yu anymore. Lin Yu looks down at a scrap of paper in his other hand that simply reads, "Lin Yu, do your best." He clenches the paper in his fist, his gaze fixing on the bullies as he compares them to a pack of rabid dogs. Zhang Yang just scoffs, continuing to talk down to him like he's still the same weak person he was before. A sudden, powerful punch connects directly with Zhang Yang's jaw, catching him completely off balance and snapping his head back. Lin Yu doesn't let up, driving his fist forward as he declares he'll never forgive them for what they did to Lin Xin. The impact sends Zhang Yang reeling back through the hallway, his body skidding across the floor as the fight begins in earnest. Lin Yu stands tall in a combat stance, a dark blue aura of energy swirling violently around his body. Other students nearby watch the confrontation with wide eyes, whispering in shock that the trash student actually dared to hit someone as powerful as Zhang Yang. Zhao Lei shouts from the sidelines, urging Zhang Yang to finish the job and beat Lin Yu to death. He looks on with an aggressive, wide-eyed expression as the confrontation escalates. Zhang Yang stands surrounded by a flickering blue aura, his eyes glowing as he looks at Lin Yu with a cold smile. He remarks that settling things right here would be far too easy given Lin Yu's newfound backbone. Zhang Yang reaches into the pocket of his dark blazer, his hand glowing slightly as he prepares to reveal his next move. He holds out an official document, proposing a public duel at the central training ground in 3 days. He promises that if Lin Yu manages to win, he will offer both a formal apology and financial compensation. The paper is revealed to be a Qingtang Academy public duel application form, lying flat on the tiled floor of the hallway. Zhang Yang leans in close to Lin Yu's face, stating the penalty for losing. Lin Yu must kneel before the entire school, admit he's trash, and drop out on his own accord. In the background, other students whisper about how Zhang Yang is clearly trying to destroy Lin Yu's future. One student comments that Lin Yu is as good as dead for being so arrogant toward an elite. Lin Xin grabs Lin Yu's arm, her face full of concern as she begs him not to accept the challenge. She reminds him that his sister is still waiting for him and needs him to stay in school and take care of her. Another student urges Lin Yu to forget the whole thing, pointing out the massive gap in their vitality scores. He notes that Zhang Yang is at a 3.5 while Lin Yu hasn't even reached a score of 1. Zhao Lei continues to mock Lin Yu, suggesting that if he's scared, he should just kneel and kowtow 3 times for mercy. He sneers at the idea of someone he considers trash pretending to be tough. Lin Yu reaches out and takes the application form, his hand steady as he agrees to the duel. However, he states that he has one non-negotiable condition of his own. He stands with his back to the window, the bright daylight silhouetting his figure as he demands the entire duel be recorded and broadcast publicly to the whole school. A close-up shows Lin Yu's hand, firmly signing his name on the challenger line with a black pen, finalizing the agreement. He stands tall after signing, his gaze fixed on Zhang Yang as the document remains in his hand. Zhang Yang holds the signed paper with a smug grin, looking satisfied with the setup. Lin Yu stares him down, stating that in 3 days, everyone will see once and for all who really belongs in the trash. Lin Yu walks away from the group, his eyes fixed forward with a look of intense determination. Zhang Yang remains in the distance, triumphantly holding the Duel application. The scene shifts to the industrial complex of the crematorium as the sun begins to set. Thick black smoke billows from the massive chimneys into the orange and yellow sky. Lin Yu is back in his dark work uniform, walking through a dimly lit, tiled corridor. He follows behind two other workers as they head deeper into the facility. As he walks, he focuses on the upcoming match, knowing he must refine his military martial arts or find new skills to absorb within the next 3 days. A close-up of Lin Yu's face shows him narrowing his eyes in thought, reinforcing his resolve that winning is the only option. Ahead of him, the blonde-haired worker is talking to Manager Wang about the sudden surge in corpses. He mentions that this batch was sent over because Crematorium 1 couldn't handle the massive workload. Lin Yu listens in, surprised that Crematorium 1, the facility that usually handles the most powerful alien beasts, is struggling with the influx. The blonde-haired worker continues to flatter Manager Wang, crediting the facility's success to his leadership. Manager Wang smiles back, telling the worker he's a teachable kid with high potential. Manager Wang suddenly turns and barks at Lin Yu, telling him he's been standing around for too long. He tells him to get back to work immediately if he expects to get paid. Lin Yu gives a quick, sideways glance back at them and calmly says that he's going right now. A heavy metal shutter door slams shut behind Lin Yu as he enters his work area. He thinks to himself about how quickly the manager and his lackeys change their tone once they stop sucking up to each other. At Incineration Room 7, the blonde-haired worker is complaining about the abnormal increase in the number of corpses and the fact that he has to work overtime again. Suddenly, several dark streaks of energy tear across the air in the room with a sharp sound effect. He stared blankly ahead in shock, gasping, "What?" as a hazy black smoke coiled tightly around his neck. A massive purple monster with glowing red eyes and jagged scales looms over the worker, its shadowy power pinning the man against the wall as it roars. The beast drags the worker into a dark corridor, leaving behind a trail of blood and black mist as he's pulled away. A heavy metal shutter door is slammed shut with a loud crash, cutting off any chance of escape. Lin Yu stops in Incineration Room 6, his head turning as he wonders if he just heard a scream coming from the hallway. He looks around the silent, blue-lit room, but everything seems quiet. He decides he must have misheard and turns back to the task at hand. He walks past several large, purple quadrupedal beasts lying dead on the tiled floor. He's surprised to see that every corpse in this batch is an alien beast. He looks down at one of the carcasses, thinking that while he can't refine his military martial arts without soldier souls, fewer frontline casualties is ultimately a good thing. As he examines a long, scaly tail on the floor, he notices something unusual about its appearance. A close-up of the tail shows the purple scales beginning to shift and shimmer, changing color as they blend into the floor. Lin Yu's eyes widen as he asks himself why the color of the scales is changing on a creature that's supposed to be dead. The corpse suddenly springs to life, its mouth full of sharp teeth snapping open as it lunges directly at Lin Yu. The phantom scale stealth beast's eyes glow with a menacing red light as it attacks. A tight close-up shows Lin Yu's focused face as he grinds his teeth and prepares to react to the surprise lung. He throws himself to the side just as the beast's massive claws swipe through the air, leaving a trail of blue energy as it strikes with lethal force. The phantom scale stealth beast crouches low to the ground, its body wreathed in dark, swirling energy and a faint blue aura. Its 4 red eyes glow with a menacing light as it prepares to pounce once more. Lin Yu looks toward the empty air with a puzzled gaze, his expression tightening as he realizes the monster has vanished from his sight. He wonders aloud how it could have disappeared so quickly. He quickly deduces that the beast didn't crawl out of a corpse, but was camouflaged as rotting tissue the entire time. He drops into a low combat stance, his fists clenched as he scans the sterile, industrial room for any movement. Lin Yu realizes that this must be how the monsters managed to infiltrate the facility. In the distance, flashes of orange fire and the sounds of a desperate battle between workers and beasts echo through the hallway. He stands firm, looking toward the exit with a determined gaze. He tells himself that if he doesn't take action immediately, the entire crematorium will be turned into a living hell. Closing his eyes, Lin Yu begins to amplify his other senses, focusing on the subtle air currents and sounds around him. He relies on the heightened insight granted by his Level 2 military martial arts to locate the hidden monster. A blue ripple of energy spreads across the tiled floor of the incineration room as Lin Yu detects a faint disturbance in the air. The room is filled with large, industrial equipment, casting long, sharp shadows against the walls. He snaps one of his golden eyes open, his pupil narrowing as he zeroes in on a specific spot near the incinerator. "Found you," he declares, his voice cutting through the heavy silence of the facility. Reaching over to a nearby metal workbench, Lin Yu's hand closes around a heavy, industrial-grade wrench. With a powerful heave, he hurls the metal tool across the room, the wrench spinning through the air with lethal velocity. The heavy tool strikes an invisible force in midair, creating a bright flash of white sparks and a loud metallic clang. The impact forces the phantom scale stealth beast to partially reveal its scaly, purple form. The monster lets out a guttural roar as it's fully forced out of its camouflage, its massive claws extended toward Lin Yu. Its 4 red eyes burn with fury as it regains its footing on the tiled floor. Lin Yu lunges forward, delivering a brutal strike that sends a spray of dark blood across the floor. He moves with a fluid, disciplined speed, his body silhouetted against the bright red splatter of the wound. He continues the assault, his teeth bared in concentration as he fights to keep the beast at bay. He thinks to himself that he cannot afford to be corrupted by the monster's dark energy during the struggle. After the beast is dealt with, Lin Yu pauses to inspect a small, bleeding scratch on his neck. He's thankful that his Level 2 military martial arts allowed him to anticipate the monster's strike just enough to avoid a fatal blow. An urgent announcement blares over the facility's intercom, warning that phantom-scale stealth beasts have breached multiple incineration rooms. Lin Yu looks toward the source of the sound, his jaw tightening as he learns the infestation is much larger than he thought. He sees a dark silhouette standing in a brightly lit doorway at the end of the corridor. Lin Yu peeks around the corner of a heavy metal wall, checking for any supernatural ability fluctuations. Sensing none, he decides it's safe enough to move out and head toward the safe room. A tight close-up shows Lin Yu's golden eye narrowing as he spots something on the ground ahead. He discovers the bloodied body of a worker lying motionless on the floor. He realizes that the desperate scream he heard earlier was coming from this man. Lin Yu looks down the long, empty hallway, wondering just how many alien beasts have managed to sneak into the facility. Around the corner, Manager Wang and a group of terrified workers come sprinting toward him, their faces pale with fear. They scream for help as several massive beasts chase them down the corridor, their eyes glowing red in the dim light. Seeing the manager in danger, Lin Yu immediately prepares to intervene. He tells himself that saving him is the priority right now and swings his improvised weapon in a wide arc. The heavy tool connects with the side of a beast's head, creating a shockwave of white light and sending the creature reeling. At the end of the hallway, the dark-haired worker, Traitor, stands by the heavy door of the safe room, frantically waving the others inside. He yells for them to hurry up and get in before the monsters close the distance. Manager Wang and the other workers scramble toward the safety of the room as the beasts continue their relentless pursuit. Lin Yu stays at the rear, acting as a shield for the fleeing group. Lin Yu sprints after the others, knowing that he isn't strong enough to take on a whole pack of monsters by himself yet. He focuses on reaching the safe zone to seek military rescue. He was only a few paces away from the open door when he was suddenly pushed back by Manager Wang. He looked directly at Lin Yu with a cold, contemptuous smirk, remarking that being a sacrificial pawn is the only thing a piece of trash like Lin Yu is actually good for. A massive beast lunges from the shadows behind him, its mouth open wide. Lin Yu grits his teeth, realizing the worker is about to betray him. The monster slams into Lin Yu, knocking him to the floor with a violent impact. He tries to scramble back to his feet, but the creature looms over him, its claws ready to strike. The dark-haired worker, Traitor, ignores Lin Yu's plight and begins to pull the heavy door shut, shouting for the others to forget about him. Lin Yu looks back at the closing door, his eyes wide as he shouts for them to wait a minute. With a thunderous boom, the massive safe room door slams shut and locks, leaving Lin Yu alone in the dark hallway with the monsters. He stands there for a moment, staring at the cold metal that has sealed his fate. Outside the containment room, the workers decide to abandon Lin Yu, calling him a useless burden. They're convinced he won't survive, so they choose to save themselves. Lin Yu yells through the metal, demanding they open up immediately. He can't believe they're actually leaving him trapped in a room full of monsters. He slams his fists against the reinforced door, but the heavy thuds are the only response he gets. The cold realization sinks in that he's completely on his own now. He stops pounding on the door, his gaze shifting toward the dark corners of the room. He senses something moving in the shadows behind him. 4 phantom scales emerge from the darkness, their eyes glowing red as they coordinate their hunt. They've trapped him in a small space, and they're ready to close in. Realizing the door won't open, Lin Yu turns to face the pack. He knows he has to fight back if he wants to see another day. Flashbacks of the frontline warriors, whose skills he's inherited, surge through his mind. He sees them standing tall against waves of beasts in much worse conditions. He won't let their legacy end here with him. He steels his resolve, preparing to use every bit of the power he's absorbed. Thinking of his sister, Lin Xin, waiting for him at home, gives him the final spark of motivation. He absolutely refuses to die in a place like this. He kicks off the wall with a burst of speed, launching himself directly at the nearest beast. He's taking the initiative before they can swarm him. The monster growls in surprise, its glowing eyes fixed on the human it thought was easy prey. It didn't expect him to attack with such ferocity. It lunges forward with a dark aura swirling around its claws. The predator is fast, but Lin Yu is already moving to counter its strike. By focusing his mind, he taps into his martial arts proficiency to track the fluctuations in the monster's energy. He can see its movements before they even happen. He pinpoints a massive surge of energy at the creature's core. That's the weak point he needs to hit to end this fight quickly. Lin Yu locks onto the target, his expression turning cold and focused. He only has one chance to land this hit before the others reach him. He delivers a precise strike right into the beast center, shattering its defenses in one go. Dark blood sprays across the floor as the monster collapses. Another phantom scale immediately leaps from the shadows to launch a counterattack. It's not going to give him a second to catch his breath. Lin Yu pushes himself to stay in motion, dodging the creature's claws by a hair's breadth. He knows that staying still for even a second means certain death. He sends another monster crashing into the floor with a heavy blow. The impact is so strong it cracks the tiles beneath the creature's weight. His right arm starts to pulse with a violent red light as it transforms into a demonic claw. He swings it with everything he's got, tearing through the air. The claw connects with a sickening thud, sending dark blood splattering across the walls. The power behind the strike is enough to stop the beast in its tracks. Standing amidst the wreckage, he counts the survivors. Only 2 of them are left. He looks down at his transformed arm, the demonic energy still surging through it. Suddenly, the remaining beasts vanish into thin air, leaving the room eerily silent. Lin Yu looks around frantically, but there's no trace of them left. He can't detect their energy fluctuations anymore, realizing these 2 are far more skilled at camouflaging themselves. They've gone into full stealth mode. He keeps his guard up, his demonic claw glowing brightly in the dim light. He knows they're still in the room, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce. Lin Yu closes his eyes and focuses on his other senses, trying to calm his breathing. He knows he needs to find an opening before they catch him off balance. The silence in the containment room is suffocating as he waits for any sign of movement. He can feel the predators circling him, just out of his line of sight. He stands near the entrance, his shadow stretching across the blood-stained floor. The only sound is the low hum of the facility's machinery. He remains perfectly still, listening for the faintest sound of a claw on the floor or a shift in the air. Every second feels like a lifetime. Dark, viscous blood begins to drip from the ceiling tiles, splattering onto the floor near his feet. The hidden monsters are positioned right above him. He feels a subtle shift in the air pressure from overhead. One of the beasts is preparing to drop down for a killing blow. His eyes snap open as he pinpoints the exact location of the hidden predator. He's finally found the opening he was looking for. He launches himself upward with explosive speed, catching the monster midair. The beast is caught completely off guard as it tries to descend. His claw tears through the creature's hide, sending a massive spray of blood across the room. He's managed to ground one of the stealthy attackers. As he lands, he feels a sudden chill. The last beast is right behind him. It's moved with incredible speed to catch him while he's distracted. A massive black claw slashes through the air behind his head. The force of the attack is immense, and it's headed straight for his blind spot. The sneak attack connects, throwing Lin Yu forward as he grunts in pain. He curses the beast for its coordination as he tries to recover his footing. He looks down at his left arm, which has been badly mangled by the strike. Blood drips from the deep gashes as he tries to maintain his grip. The elite phantom scale reveals itself for a split second before vanishing back into its camouflage. It's playing a dangerous game of hit and run with him. Lin Yu narrows his eyes, focusing every bit of his energy on the ripples in the air. He's determined to track it down, no matter how well it hides. He notices fresh blood dripping onto the floor, creating a clear trail of where the monster is moving. It can hide its body, but it can't hide its wounds. He looks straight up just as the creature lunges from the ceiling for one last kill. He's ready this time, poised to deliver the final blow. A massive, glowing red eye of a phantom scale fills the frame, narrowed in a predatory glare. Lin Yu stands his ground, a confident smirk on his face as he flaunts his blood-stained, demonic claws. He mocks the beast, revealing he intentionally let it draw blood just to set a trap. The phantom scale lets out a deafening roar as it lunges through the air, its sharp claws outstretched for a kill. Lin Yu screams with effort as he charges forward, his right arm glowing with an intense red and black energy. A massive shockwave of black energy erupts as Lin Yu delivers a devastating slash through the monster. He slams his claws into the floor, skidding to a halt while the room behind him is bathed in a hellish red glow. His chest heaves as he struggles to catch his breath, his demonic arm still pulsing with dark energy. He whispers to himself that he can't afford to collapse just yet. Determination burns in his eyes as he focuses on his next move. He knows there's still something he needs to do before he can rest. Lin Yu finally collapses face down in a thick pool of dark blood, surrounded by the corpses of the monsters he just slaughtered. Nearby, a severed purple tail twitches in the gore, a testament to the brutality of the fight. His eyes glow with a faint blue light, even as he lies motionless on the cold floor. Armed guards move through the dark corridors, their flashlights cutting through the gloom as they estimate the distance to the safe room. Chen Zhen leads the squad with his hand on his sword, warning his team to stay alert for any monsters ahead. One of the squad members stops in his tracks, his eyes widening in shock behind his tactical mask. The squad arrives at the containment room to find the floor littered with monster carcasses and a single boy lying in the center. They can't believe a kid managed to take down this many elite beasts on his own. Manager Wang peeks through a nearby door, his face pale with fear as he asks if the monsters have all been dealt with. Chen Zhen signals for his men to secure the area and maintain combat readiness. He orders one team to assist any survivors and another to start inspecting the carnage. Kneeling over one of the beasts, Chen Zhen notes that the messy tear marks on its body weren't made by any standard military weapon. One of the guards shouts that the boy is actually still alive, prompting a curious look from the captain. The guard points a trembling finger at Lin Yu's right hand, which is still transformed into a jagged, glowing claw. The demonic hand sits motionless on the floor, dark energy still swirling around the sharp, orange-tipped talons. The soldiers immediately level their weapons at the unconscious boy, convinced he's been corrupted by a monster mutation. They urge their captain to execute him immediately before he wakes up and turns on them. Chen Zhen raises a hand to stay their weapons, noticing that the boy's hand is slowly reverting to its human form. Manager Wang shouts hysterically, demanding they kill him now because they're all doomed if he wakes up. Sweat beads on Manager Wang's forehead as he realizes that if Lin Yu survives, his betrayal will be exposed to everyone. Chen Zhen draws his blade and points it directly at the manager's throat, telling him to shut up or he'll be the first one to die. The captain turns back to the scene, pointing out the flesh and scales stuck in the boy's fingers as proof that he solo-killed 4 phantom scales. One of the masked guards is speechless, nodding that their entire squad would have struggled against that many monsters at once. Manager Wang screams that the kid only has a vitality score of 0.68, making it impossible for him to do this without being corrupted. Chen Zhen lifts Lin Yu's limp arm, marveling at the fact that someone with such low vitality could kill 4 elite beasts. He wonders if he's looking at a legendary prodigy. He tells the manager that true corruption is permanent, so the fact that the hand changed back means the boy is safe. Manager Wang stammers an excuse about being worried for everyone's safety, his face full of nervous tension. Chen Zhen ignores him and orders his men to fall in, stating that they're short-handed and need talented fighters like this kid. The scene shifts to the exterior of a large, modern hospital building under a clear blue sky. Lin Yu lies in a clean hospital bed, his eyes closed as he recovers in peace. He groans and opens his eyes, confused by the unfamiliar sounds and realizing he's in a hospital ward. Chen Zhen stands by the bedside with his arms crossed and a confident smile, assuring the boy that he's finally safe. Lin Yu looks up at the stranger with a wary expression, asking for his identity. The man holds up his ID card and introduces himself as Chen Zhen, the captain of the district's cleanup squad. He bows his head slightly and offers a sincere apology, admitting that his team failed to arrive in time to save him from the invasion. Sitting up in bed, Lin Yu calmly tells him that the attack was too sudden for anyone to have helped. Chen Zhen smiles, telling the boy that he did them a massive favor by solo-killing those 4 phantom scales, including an elite-level one. Chen Zhen leans in, offering Lin Yu a chance to become a warrior and join the cleanup squad. Lin Yu's eyes light up with surprise and hope as he asks if he really has the chance to join them. Noticing the boy's sudden enthusiasm, Chen Zhen questions if there is a specific motivation behind his eagerness to become a warrior. Lin Yu's mind flashes back to the horrors he witnessed at the crematorium, where beasts tore through defenders without mercy. The memory of fallen warriors and the stench of death in the ruins reinforces his desire to stop being a helpless bystander. He looks over at a holographic display of his sister, Lin Xin, resting in a medical tank, and declares his resolve to fight for his family's safety. Chen Zhen gives an approving smile, but warns him that he must first survive the grueling warrior selection trial. The captain studies Lin Yu's face, recognizing the rare combination of raw strength and the self-sacrificing resolve of a true protector. Lin Yu's expression falters as he realizes the trial requires a vitality score of at least 3, while his own is significantly lower. Chen Zhen places a recommendation letter on the bed, signed by Manager Wang, which officially qualifies him for the selection despite his stats. He informs Lin Yu that the trial will commence in 1 month, giving him a narrow window to prepare. With a final word of encouragement, Chen Zhen turns and leaves the room, the heavy door slamming shut behind him. Clutching the recommendation, Lin Yu smiles at the thought that becoming a warrior is his best shot at finding a cure for his sister's illness. A system interface flickers to life before him, offering him the chance to extract a soul memory from the elite-level phantom scale he defeated. 3 distinct ability options appear on the translucent blue screen: Scale Armor Defense, Claw Enhancement, and Aura Camouflage. Lin Yu rests his chin on his hand, carefully weighing the tactical advantages of each potential skill. A projection shows a phantom scale's thick, armored hide, explaining how the defense skill can mitigate heavy physical damage. The next projection displays a demonic silhouette with sharpened talons, illustrating how claw enhancement would further boost his offensive power. Finally, the system shows the elite beast blending into the shadows, highlighting the utility of aura camouflage for stealth and surprise attacks. Recalling how effectively the monster hid until the last moment, Lin Yu decides that aura camouflage is the perfect trump card for his upcoming challenges. He reaches out and taps the selection on the holographic screen, confirming his choice. A notification warns him that the duration of the camouflage is directly tied to his physical stamina levels. The system details how the skill allows the host to completely erase their presence and vanish into any environment. Lin Yu immediately begins to practice, watching as a shimmering energy starts to veil his hands, though he notes the technique is still unrefined. His status window updates to show his progress in basic military martial arts, now at level 2 with various combat buffs. The claw ability is registered at level 1, providing a modest increase to his tearing damage. Aura camouflage is added to his repertoire at level 1, providing translucency that becomes more effective when he stays still. Knowing he can't harvest more souls for the time being, Lin Yu resolves to master these new skills through intense training. He clenches his fist, determined to use this new power to deal with Zhang Yang in their duel next week. Days later, Lin Yu stands in a sun-drenched forest, surrounded by swirling leaves as he practices his concealment. A small bird perches on his shoulder, completely unaware of his presence, though he mutters that his technique isn't quite perfect yet. He sits in a meditative pose on the forest floor, dark energy and blue flames swirling around him as he focuses on internalizing his power. With sweat on his brow, he notices the range and depth of his concealment expanding with every passing hour of practice. Later, in a training room, Lin Yu stands before a mirror and watches his hand and arm completely vanish from sight. He holds his hand up, marveling at how his fingers have become almost entirely transparent against the background. Glowing with blue energy, he pushes the skill further until half of his body is effectively erased from the visual spectrum. A system message pings, announcing that his proficiency in aura camouflage has increased as a result of his dedication. A sharp, confident grin spreads across his face as he realizes he has finally mastered the basics of his new trump card. Lin Yu looks toward the window with a cold glare, promising to show Zhang Yang exactly who the real trash is during their confrontation. The Qingtang Academy training ground is absolutely packed today. Everyone gathered to watch what they expect to be a total slaughter. A nobody with a measly 0.68 vitality score going up against the top-tier elite, Zhang Yang. Lin Xin watches from the stands, her fingers white as she grips the railing. She hasn't seen Lin Yu for days and can't help but worry that something happened to him before the match even started. Down on the floor, Zhang Yang's lackey leans in with a nasty, jagged-toothed grin. He reassures his boss that all the illegal traps have been prepared, guaranteeing that Lin Yu won't be returning today. A heavy boot steps onto the stage, right over one of the discolored floorboards. The hidden mechanisms are primed and waiting for the signal to turn this arena into a death trap. Zhang Yang finally makes his entrance, literally draped in a swirling aura of fire. He looks every bit the arrogant prodigy, acting like the match is already over before it even began. He scans the crowd with a condescending smirk, mocking Lin Yu for being late. To him, the trash student must have been so scared of the gap between them that he just decided to drop out. One of the academy teachers sighs as she looks on, already expecting the worst. In her mind, Lin Yu doesn't know his place and is definitely going to get himself expelled today. Suddenly, a massive bang echoes through the hall as the entrance is blown open. A wave of pressure and steam floods the arena, silencing the mocking crowd in an instant. Lin Yu strides out from the mist, looking like a completely different person. He's surrounded by a cold, white aura that ripples with power, making it clear he's not the weakling they once knew. His boots click rhythmically against the stone stairs as he descends toward the stage. Every step is filled with a new kind of confidence and weight that catches everyone off guard. As he steps onto the floor, Lin Yu immediately notices the off-color boards at the edge of the stage. His sharp eyes pick up on the hidden traps Zhang Yang laid out, but he doesn't let it show. Zhang Yang doesn't miss a beat, taunting the boy the moment he arrives. He mocks Lin Yu for actually showing up, claiming he thought the trash had deserted at the last minute. Lin Yu just gives him a cold, sharp smirk that actually shuts him up for a second. He tells the elite he'd better start thinking about how he's going to get on his knees and apologize when this is over. That's all it takes for Zhang Yang to snap. He lunges forward with a roar, throwing a massive, fire-enhanced punch meant to end the fight in a single blow. But Lin Yu moves like a ghost, leaning just out of reach as the flaming fist grazes past his face. The speed he's showing is light years ahead of what anyone expected from his original status. Zhang Yang pulls back with a vicious glare, daring the trash to keep dodging. He's frustrated that his first strike missed, but he's still confident he can corner the boy eventually. A flurry of attacks follows, with Zhang Yang raining down explosive punches. Lin Yu is forced onto the defensive, blocking and weaving through the onslaught as shockwaves crack the floor tiles. From the stands, the lackey screams for Zhang Yang to beat him up and show the loser the real gap between them. To the elites, Lin Yu even surviving this long is a complete insult. Lin Yu purposely baits the fight toward the edge of the arena, his boots clicking against the suspicious floorboards. He's leading Zhang Yang exactly where he wants him to be. Thinking he's finally got the upper hand, Zhang Yang leaps into the air with a manic grin. He screams that Lin Yu has nowhere left to run, coiling his power for a final strike. He brings a massive flaming fist down like a meteor, screaming that this punch will send Lin Yu packing. It's an overkill attack meant to crush the protagonist into the ground. The impact is absolute, triggering a massive explosion that engulfs the entire section of the stage in smoke and fire. The crowd gasps as the shockwave ripples through the stadium. But amidst the flames, Lin Yu is wearing a dark, predatory smirk. He whispers that this was the exact moment he was waiting for, and his eyes glow with a cold intent. Zhang Yang's face drops into complete shock as his fist passes straight through a translucent silhouette. He realizes too late that he's punched an afterimage, and the real Lin Yu has vanished. Lin Xin and the rest of the audience are stunned into silence. They can't believe what they're seeing. Lin Yu actually had a hidden ability that let him disappear right in front of everyone. Zhang Yang spins around, his face contorted in a snarl as he looks for his opponent. He tries to dismiss it as a cheap parlor trick, but his eyes are darting around in genuine panic. He starts swinging his arms wildly, sending arcs of energy through the air to try and force the trash out into the open. "Get the hell out here!" he screams, the arrogance finally starting to slip. Suddenly, a sharp pain cuts through Zhang Yang's shoulder as a blue claw mark erupts across his skin. The invisible strike sends him reeling back, his scream of pain echoing through the stadium. Clutching his wounded shoulder, Zhang Yang's face twists into a murderous expression. He's completely losing his cool, blood dripping down his arm as he glares at the empty air. He shouts to his lackey in the stands to activate the mechanisms and force the boy out. At this point, he doesn't care about a fair duel anymore. He just wants Lin Yu dead. A high-voltage electric surge instantly travels through the perimeter fence of the stage. Blue bolts of lightning crackle around the arena, sealing Lin Yu inside a cage of electricity. Before he can even find a footing, the floor erupts into sweeping flames. The entire arena is transformed into a literal furnace, designed to burn anything that tries to hide. Zhang Yang stands at the center of the inferno, laughing as the fire and electricity close in. He dares Lin Yu to see where he can escape to now that the whole stage is a death trap. The female teacher stands up in the VIP box, shouting that this is a blatant violation of the battle rules. This isn't a fair fight anymore. It's a cold-blooded execution. Zhang Yang just glares up at her with a psychopathic grin, his face illuminated by the fire. He arrogantly declares that in this arena, he is the rules. The intense heat finally forces Lin Yu's translucent silhouette to reappear amidst the flickering flames. He's pinned against the electric fence, looking completely cornered by the trap. Zhang Yang zeroes in on his target with a malicious snarl. "Found you," he says, his eyes glowing as he prepares to deliver the final lethal blow to the trapped protagonist.